Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to the North London Buddhist Centre Saturday morning class. It is a regular weekly class, and welcome both to those of you here in the room and also to those of you who are joining us online. The structure of the class this morning is that in a few minutes I'm going to lead a meditation, which I'll say a couple of words about. And then after the meditation, we'll have some brief announcements about a few other things coming up at the centre. And then a break, a leg stretch. And then after the break, I'm doing a talk, which this month is on meditation in the context of the threefold path. And that's context. That's okay. Okay, so welcome. Very nice to see you all. So in terms of the meditation, just checking that is anybody completely new to meditation here or online? Okay. So the practice that I'm going to lead, in a way, sort of leads into the talk as well. So that's why I've chosen to do it, and it's following the Satipatthana Sutta, which is a really key sutta teaching in Buddhism, and in fact we've been studying it in a group that Yvonne is in recently, so that's also why it's live for me at the moment. But so I'll be leading the meditation in 4 main stages, and I'll say a little bit about each stage as we get to it, and then we'll just have some time in silence as well to with that meditation. And so I'll say briefly what the 4 stages are. But you don't need to remember. So in the beginning of it, the first stage will be around the body and the breath. So really coming into our bodies, using the breath to bring us into the body, and get awareness of the body. And then in the second stage, we'll start looking to see more specifically at the sort of feeling tones in we call it Vedana, but the sort of feeling tone in the body, seeing if you can identify what's going on that feels either pleasant or unpleasant, or even neutral, though that is harder to identify. So looking at what just that really. And then in the third stage, we'll look at quite specifically at the thoughts that arise in the mind, and also emotions, the sort of emotional state that we're in that can be built. And I'll guide it slightly as we go into it, but it's a sense of seeing if we can look at that rather than from it. So we're actually being curious about what's going on rather than lost in it. Quite often we get lost in the thought world or the emotion world. And in the final stage, we'll open that up to a sort of just sitting with whatever's arising, with an awareness that what's arising is a sort of flow of things arising, passing, without any sort of really solid substance to them. So, that's what I'm going to lead. And just to be aware that we'll focus most on the first stage, so most of that will be a longer stage, looking at the body and the breath and really grounding us in the body and breath. So don't think, oh, hang on, we've been going for ages and we're only on stage 1, because that will be at least half of the meditation. Okay. So whether here or online, set yourselves up in a posture that feels stable, comfortable. So preferably having a sense that the lower half of your body is really well supported, and that your back can be naturally quite upright without effort. And being aware that if you find, especially if you're fairly new to meditation, if you find that things start hurting, do feel free to just mindfully, with awareness, shift your posture a bit during the meditation. As you close your eyes, turning your attention inwards, breathing out and having a sense of connecting with whatever you're sitting on, with the ground. And focusing on a few out breaths. With each out breath, allowing your body to settle, feeling the support of the ground, inviting your body to sit back, relax. You may even have that sense that even though you're sitting upright, there's a sense of settling back into a comfortable armchair. Letting go, trusting the support of what you're sitting on. And as you turn attention inwards, you may notice how you are right now. What's going on just in terms of in a way, the top line of experience, whether in the body, thinking mind, any emotional tones. So you're not aiming to change anything or be a certain way, you're simply noticing how you are. It's almost like saying hello to yourself. Once you've got a sense of what's going on, of how you are, seeing if you can bring your attention to the physical sensations in the body. I'm just going to move awareness around the body, noticing what's going on. So maybe starting with your legs and feet, being aware of the points of contact with the ground. Also aware of the buttocks, pelvic area, the whole lower part of the body. Allowing that to be heavy, to be full, to feel the effect of gravity. Weighted, supported. Really moving down towards the ground. You may even in your imagination imagine putting down roots. imagining the upper part of the body light, spacious, moving up towards the sky. Making sure that your hands are well supported so the shoulders can release deep inside. And that in turn allows the chest to be a bit more soft and open. Back of the neck long, crown of the head moving up towards the sky. So for a couple of minutes, moving awareness around your body, just noticing what physical sensations are there. If you come across points where there's holding or tension, just inviting those to soften, to trust, to let go, as much as feels possible right now. And turning attention more specifically to the breathing body, the sensations of this breathing body. The breath is a very helpful focus for meditation. As we follow the sensations of the breath coming into the body, we can bring awareness into the body. Tuning in to whatever we can feel, maybe just above the top lip as the air first hits the body, back of the throat, and the movement of the chest, shoulders, belly. We're imaginatively feeling the breath through the whole of the body. Very much tuning in to the actual felt sensations rather than a thought about the breath. And that might be subtle sensations of clothing on the surface of the skin as the body expands and then relaxes down again. And feeling the coolness of breath in the nostrils, back of the throat. A slight stretching and expansion in the belly, the chest. Seeing if you can be curious about really feeling the breath. If it's hard to tune into those felt sensations, just allowing your awareness to rest, for example, in the chest or belly. So there's no need to control the breath or breathe in any particular way. So just for a few minutes we'll follow the breath, tuning into the felt sensations, whatever we can feel of the breathing body. Noticing what's going on right now. Whether that's in the thought world or in your body, your breath. Noticing if your shoulders are moving up to your ears and maybe inviting them to go back and down. Just tuning in to how you are right now. And also how your body is. If you need to move slightly, if there's any pain. Just allowing that mindfully. And seeing in this stage if you can tune in to what's going on in terms of the feeling tones in the body. So noticing what you can feel and whether there's a sense that that is pleasant or unpleasant. So that might be as simple as different sensations in your toes and fingers, or around the heart area. Having a sense of those sort of physical feelings and getting a sense of whether you're experiencing them as pleasant or unpleasant, or neither, perhaps quite neutral. So it's a more subtle way of tuning in to what's going on, that level of bare sensation, awareness of whether or not it's pleasant or unpleasant. So it's those sensations that can then give rise to different thoughts or emotions. So not worrying if it's difficult to identify that. And there's no need to sort of stay with anything you identify. You might identify a particular sensation in the legs as unpleasant and then move on to see what else is there. So seeing if you can get a sense of the different sensations, different things going on right now. And maybe there's a mix of things going on, some of which are pleasant, some of which are unpleasant. Maybe on quite subtle levels, or that might be quite obvious. As human beings, we can have a tendency to focus on the things that feel unpleasant or wrong. Just a basic evolutionary tendency of needing to know what needs to be corrected. But for the purpose of this meditation, seeing if you can identify and preference anything that's going on right now that feels in any way pleasant, whether it's a sense of warmth or coolness or well-being or relaxation. Anywhere in the body, around the heart area, the throat. So even if the things that feel unpleasant maybe feel more dominant or louder, Seeing if you can allow your awareness to rest with or keep coming back to anything that feels pleasant, maybe a sensation just above the top lip, or a well-being or relaxation. Maybe even having a sense or image that that aspect of well-being or pleasant sensations is like the embers of a fire, and you can just blow very gently, paying attention, just allowing those to spread or ignite. So you're not trying to grasp after it or blow them out. Allowing yourself to preference them, to pay gentle attention. Blowing on the embers. coming back to the breath, the body grounded on the earth. At any point during this meditation, you can always come back to those feeling sensations in the breath, following the breath in and out of the body, just grounding yourself. In this stage, we're going to turn our attention to the heart mind, the chitta. So we're going to just noticing, seeing if you can take attention to your thought world, to whatever's going on in your thinking mind. We're not even trying to get rid of thoughts, simply noticing what's going on. Whether there's one particular topic, whether you're thinking the same thought over and over again in a loop, or whether your thinking mind is leaping between different topics. And as you take attention to the thoughts arising in your mind, you might notice if there's any particular thoughts or topics where there's quite an emotional charge, where you feel hooked in. So perhaps some thoughts you can watch arise, pass, and others have quite a pull, hook you in. You find you're running with them before you know what's happened. And perhaps there's an associated emotion, so noticing as well what's going on, any particular emotions present. Just trying to look at them, so maybe noticing. Can even label the emotion if there's irritation, joy, boredom, enjoyment, whatever's going on. You may have a sense of how the emotions, the thoughts, the body sort of link together, particularly if there's something strong going on. It's just allowing yourself to be curious, to sit back, relax as much as is possible right now, and take an interest in whatever's arising moment by moment in your thought world or any emotions that are present. What it is to be this human being sitting here right now with whatever's arising. So as much as possible looking at it with curiosity rather than being lost within it. Again, just noticing what's going on right now. Connecting with the body, the breath, the ground. This final stage, really sitting back with whatever's arising moment by moment in terms of awareness of physical sensations in the body, aware of that feeling tone, whether it's pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, of thoughts arising, any emotional tone. But awareness of all of this arising as simply a flow of conditioned arisings. This term that it can self-liberate, that if we don't grab hold of whatever's going on, it self-liberates, disappears. For the last 5 minutes, just sitting with whatever it is to be this human being. So whatever arises isn't wrong or a mistake. It's a very human experience in this moment. And perhaps we can get a sense of its nature. Allowing all of that to arise in a wide, open, spacious awareness.